point of emphasis, player equipment. Oh, wait a minute. We've heard this one before. Yeah, we have, because it just keeps coming back because we're not doing a great job across the country. There are certain spots of the country that are doing a really good job at this. But as a whole, we're not. So they have put this back in player equipment. Now, I'm going to show you a play, and we're going to talk about it. And you're going to see here, you're going to see that our receiver, our offensive player, comes out, and look at his knees. His knees aren't covered, and our official here is doing a great job of preventative officiating and saying, hey, you should probably cover your knees up there. And so he covers them up, and he goes, hey, is that okay? Now, one of the things to be very careful, and this was in we had showed this play in one of our films prior, one of our training films, is that's right in front of the opposing bench. If you're going to stop it and tell them to put their knee pads down, great job of preventive officiating, but you may want to consider sending that player out because it's right in front of the opposing bench, and it's clear that his knees are not covered. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to stop or try to, it didn't really stop the play, but be very cognizant of how we do preventative officiating. This is a hot button issue with regards to the Federation. So much so, there is a state in this union of 50 that is under, well, only 49 because Texas doesn't play our rules, but that is under double secret probation because they just decided they weren't going to enforce the equipment rule because they didn't want to deal with it. Federation is serious about this. So there are many associations across the country are serious about it as well. Oregon, California, they don't mess around with this. They're sending that player out. And I'm sure there's many places where you work are doing the same because they really want this cleaned up. They don't want this to be like another level, like college or the NFL. So you see this, handle it. Now, there are some other things to discuss about this, which is interesting. The Federation has decided that you would be supported. Now, I'm going to put a big caveat on this. Make sure you always do what your states tell you to do or your local associations. It's very, 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 very important that you do. But the Federation has said if you continuously have to send players out because they are not complying with the equipment rule and it becomes a travesty of the game, you can then assess an unsportsmanlike conduct foul against the head coach because they are not following the spirit. They're acting in an unsporting manner by not correcting their players. Now, it's very important. It's not because of the equipment issue itself. It's because of the behavior of the coach by not addressing it, which would then rise to a level of UNS. And it's got to be a lot, okay? And it's got to be approved by whatever local association or state association. But the Federation as a whole has said that they would support it. And I know, like I use Oregon as an example, they don't mess around with this. They will get to that level really quick because that's what they have decided to do as a state. So understand that you do have that. If it gets to that point where the coach is just ignoring you and you're having to send players out all the time, you do have something at your disposal that can take it to the next level. But make sure you're good to go with wherever you work in. Don't just say, just because Tim said from MIBT I should go to UNS, and I should go to UNS after the second player I sent out. No, I'm not saying that. I am saying that you have it in your toolbox, but make sure that you get to the point where it is becoming a travesty of the game, and it needs to be addressed that way. All right, our next point of emphasis is unsportsmanlike behavior. So the Federation has decided that they don't want to go along with what the college folks are doing, definitely not what the NFL folks are doing. They want the level of unsportsmanlike, the bar, to be same as it always has been, and to make sure that us as officials who do high school know that. We're not lowering the bar to accommodate social media, to accommodate NIL, to accommodate whatever. We're keeping our bar at the high school level the same as it always has been. Now, this is a play we've shown before as well, and you'll see on this one where the guy catches the pass, awesome catch, touchdown, and now he tries to slam dunk the ball on the crossbar. Here you go. Slam dunk. Yeah, this one would still fall under that UNS category, always has at the high school level. UNS. Don't say, well, no. It's a UNS. And it's important to know that the cameras that they allow out in the NCAA now to come out and everybody can do their games or whatever. It's the same. If it's choreographed, it's drawing attention to the player. It's vulgar. It's some sort of gesture that is not common. It's not a normal celebration. Something like that. The federation says, do not lower the bar. Keep the bar where it's at. You want to go on this one. You're going to go to the UNS. So just know that. That's why they made this one a point of emphasis again, because of that. So our last point of emphasis is a defenseless player. Now here at MIBT, we go over this a lot. We talk about defenseless players all the time. We are going to show one play on this because I think as a whole we're starting to kind of get this. We're starting to figure this one out. But let's look at this play, and you're going to see it's going to be a pass coming across here, and now you're going to have contact. Now, hey, he's just breaking up. This is a great defensive play, right? He's breaking up the pass. Awesome. This is going to be a touchdown possibly, and he's breaking it up, all right? Here you're going to get another replay of it, all right? Well, wait a minute. All right, timeout. Let's walk through our defenseless player definition, okay? So is this player defenseless in a position to where his area of concentration is not at the contact? Is that something else? Yes, this player is a defenseless receiver. So what can the defensive player do to a defenseless receiver? One, they can make a bona fide attempt at the ball. All right, so is this a bona fide attempt at the ball? He's not even looking at the ball, so I don't know. He's looking at the player the whole way, so I don't know how this can be a bona fide attempt at the ball. Just from that. All right, let's go to our second one. Was the defensive player, making a form-type wrap tackle? Well, no, it doesn't look like that either. I don't see his arms going around. I don't see anything like that. I just see this. I see contact. Now, our third level, was he using open hands? Was this a push, just open hands? And you know what? That's contact with the shoulder pad. I don't see any open hands here. Now, maybe he's now pushing, but the contact has already happened. So, as much as a great defensive play this is, and I know like the announcers on this game were like, oh, this is a great play. It was flagged. Why was it flagged? Because it falls into our category of illegal contact against a defenseless receiver. The defender didn't follow the three things they needed to do in order to make this hit legal. This is a foul. This is a foul, a foul, a foul. Throw this every time. And it's a tough one. It's a tough one because it's like, he saved a touchdown. Well, good. He fouled to save a touchdown, but it did not fall into the category where it would make this hit legal.